Hello, Hero Collectors here. How's it going, everybody? Hope y'all are doing fantastic. I know I am. And today we are finally going to be ranking my top 10 action figures of 2024. Technically, this isn't all the action figures ranked in top 10. I'm doing a whole separate list for Marvel Legends. This is everything that isn't Marvel Legends: Transformers, Star Wars, DC, quite a few lines that I've collected this year. Obviously, what's in front of you is not the 10 that I picked. These are just a few that I decided to toss in as honorable mentions, ones that stood out but just didn't quite make the list of figures that I really enjoyed this year. So, without further ado, let's waste no more time and get into the actual list, and we'll start at number 10. All right, starting off at number 10, zooming in, we have Sonic from the Sonic 3 movie line from Jakks Pacific. These guys are fantastic. I wasn't really sure on initial pictures with some of the joints, like how rounded they are here and how they look on the actual arm itself, but getting them in hand, I was sold. I've gotten 5 of the figures from this line now and hope to get more. But this Sonic figure was one of the first ones I got, and he just blew me away. It's just fantastic. I love the new face. It made me sell the previous figures from the Sonic 2 movie, which I had representing for the Sonic franchise. And I'm not the biggest Sonic fan, not that I hate it or anything. I've just never really played a lot of the games, but these movies are fantastic. And Sonic here just blew me away, so that is why he is at number 10. And now at number 9, we have Maul from the Black Series. Such a great update to a figure that I had for a while. I had the archive version of Maul, and that figure, yeah, was not great at all. And this figure just is such an improvement. It takes a whole new direction with the Maul figure, fixes a lot of the problems I had with it, and especially like the ankles. My ankles were all screwed up. I couldn't get my Maul to stand whatsoever. But this figure stands no problem, poses great, has some great articulation. Black Series didn't skimp out as far as I'm concerned with this figure. And this is the solo release, this is not the 3-pack or the version that came with his speeder. But I think all 3 versions would be great for a Star Wars collection. They are just such great Maul figures, especially compared to what they gave us before. I don't know about imports. I don't get into a lot of imports with Star Wars. So, in terms of Black Series, this is my definitive Maul for the Phantom Menace. We're now at number 8, and here is Bludgeon from the, Mayhem 2-pack from Amazon. Having this mold previously with Tarn, I knew what I was getting into, but the whole vibe of this character once you get him in hand is so good. Like, that face is so nostalgic for me just because I grew up with a comic from Transformers where he looked like this, and it just calls back to those memories. But taking that plus the sword and the articulation, this figure just, it had a hold on me, and I love how he turned out. The green and mustard aren't quite my favorite color scheme, but it's striking. It has a different color to my Decepticon display, and overall, just it's just such a fun figure. I had a blast taking photos of this guy, and he was a desk fig that I carried around the apartment for several days just messing around with, so that is why he is at number 8. And now at number 7, we have the Blockies Galaxy version Grimlock. Now, why did I choose Grimlock specifically? Well, it's because of how creative this figure is, because if you take Grimlock here, and you take this other Grimlock here, and you see how they can take similar parts, like these back, like wings and arms, and the shoulders, the chest, and mold it into a new figure. Yeah, there's new parts over here, but the creativity with this Galaxy version line is so much fun. And he's really here just to represent the whole Galaxy Blockies line in general, because that was a big change for me in my Transformers collecting, because normally I just write off some characters and just say, no, I don't need them, I don't need to world build. But with this line, with how small and cheap these figures are, I can world build to my heart's content and have my Generations, my Studio Series, my Legacy collection be more focused on characters I really like, and I even have written lore for that side of my collection. And this Blockies line has allowed me to kind of indulge myself in world building on characters that I normally wouldn't get as Transformers. So he's here for that, but he's also here because it's just a fun little figure, and he was probably the most involved build so far for me. I haven't gotten all of the waves, but just this Grimlock is just killer, and I love these Galaxy version Blockies toys. Transformers model kits really got me this year, and just diving more into Transformers in general, and that is why he is at number 7. Now at number 6, just missing out on the top 5, is Yoda. Big shout out to my friend Gwen for helping me get this figure, but this little guy is adorable and amazing. I love the accessories that he comes with, and to have a well-articulated Yoda for a Black Series collection that looks this good at the Black Series price point is fantastic, and I love this little guy. Is he completely accurate to the prequels? No, the cloak should be a different color, but quite frankly, I don't care. My Black Series collection has never been about being 100% accurate to a particular look. It's about the character representation, and this is my definitive Yoda for the shelf, and that is why he's at number 6. Now at number 5, we have the Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime, a figure that I wish I would have liked a little bit more. Not that it's bad, it just has some little things that just don't quite gel with me in terms of an Optimus Prime figure. It's still fantastic. If you don't have it, it's still a great one to pick up if you can afford it. It just didn't quite make the top 3. It would have been like number 2 if it was tweaked in certain ways, but I still like it. It's my new definitive Optimus Prime for the shelf in terms of my Generations collection, so I'm very happy to have this guy. It just needed some tweaks to be a bit better in my eyes. Still a fantastic figure, and that is why he ranks at number 5. Coming in at number 4, the last Black Series on this list, we have Mando from the Mines of Mandalore. It's the Book of Boba Fett version with the soft goods cape. This, I didn't know if I needed this initially when it came out, but watching reviews convinced me, and getting it in hand convinced me even more that I was stupid for waiting so long, because this is an amazing figure and quite literally dethrones my other Mandos on the shelf for being the definitive one in my collection. I love Mando. I love the way this figure turned out, the way the armor looks. His accessories are great. There's not much I could say that this figure has as problems, tweaked articulation, but even then, it's still fantastic. I love this Mando figure, and that's why he ranks at number 4. Coming in at number 3, taking home the bronze medal, is Shadow. You heard me gush about the Sonic figure from this line. Well, Shadow just takes it a step further. He can articulate a little bit more in certain directions, and just look at that. Look at that expression. Look at that pose. He is here to ruin someone's day, and I just love how this figure turned out. I can't wait to get the Super Shadow figure, which I've seen pictures of. I don't know if it's been officially announced, but I know it's out there. And yeah, he looks so good no matter what pose you get him into. Just look at that. It's just such a fun little figure. I am so happy with this Jakks Pacific line. I hope they do more with future movies and keep it in this scale so that I don't have to sell a Sonic collection again and collect a new line. But this is a great figure, and for what, $13? So worth the price. And that's why he's at number 3. Now, coming in at number 2 is a figure I actually haven't talked about on the channel. I think I did show it in a pickups video, but I never did an unboxing video. I haven't done a review. In fact, I haven't done a review for any of the figures that I bought from this company yet. But I do plan to eventually, maybe when things calm down, I'll do like a retrospective. But here is the Mafex Nightfall Batman. This is just amazing. In a year where I sold off most of my McFarlane figures, and we now also just heard that Mattel has got the DC license back, I don't really have any regrets buying this because this is incredible. It's my definitive Batman for the collection, and I just love how he turned out. Like, this figure convinced me on the blues and grays. I was more a fan of the gray and black costume, but the blues and grays just look so good here, and it just makes me want to go to, what is it, Neil Adams Batman era and just read a bunch of those. I love Batman. Like, I don't talk about DC as much because just DC doesn't have enough like toy representation for me. Diving into the Mafex was a big step for me because I just haven't always been interested in imports just because of the price, but once I did and I kind of impulse bought this guy, I'm so glad I did. I still have the Hush Blue Batman on pre-order, and he's actually expected to be coming in the next couple months. I don't think it's going to dethrone this one, but even if Mattel does a good new DC line, I think I still want to collect the Mafex DC stuff because this figure and a few of the others that I've gotten have just convinced me that this is a definitive DC line, even if it won't world build like I really want it to. But anyway, that is why Batman comes in at number 2 on this list. All right, who's taking home the gold? Who is my favorite figure of the year that isn't Marvel Legends? It is the YOLO Park AMK Pro Series G1 Optimus Prime. You are looking at my new favorite Optimus Prime figure in my collection. There are lots of Optimus figures out there. I personally bought 9 different Optimus figures last year, but this one stood out among the rest. I initially had a really difficult time building him. Like, I tried to record a video, it did not go very well, but once I got him in hand, and once I started posing him and checking out the accessories, it just became my new favorite Optimus. I love the proportions, I love the details, I love the colors. Yes, this isn't the white like the G1 cartoon, it's the silver. It's got some battle damage, but honestly, none of that bothers me. He's got some great articulation. He stays together so well. He's got diecast that gives him a bit of weight, gives him that feeling that maybe it really is a robot. It's just such a good figure, and you could always say, "Oh, get the MDLX or whatever," but I like this scale. I like this price point. I like how this looks, and I think I'm all in on the G1 YOLO Park stuff. I still need to get Starscream and Nemesis, but this guy is just incredible. My new definitive Optimus Prime. This is the one. Even though it's not going in my Generations collection, this is my favorite Optimus in my collection currently. So with all that gushing, that is my number 1 figure of the year, YOLO Park Optimus Prime. Alright, that was my top 10 action figures of 2024, excluding the Marvel Legends. What do you think of my picks? What are your picks? Leave all your comments down below. And what a year, just 2024 in general. Like, we got so many good things. Like, the Sonic movie line doing so well. Blocky's really blowing up, doing, 6 waves of Galaxy? 5 or 6? I can't remember. Plus all their classic class and action class stuff. Studio Series is doing really well. Legacy just ended, but they were doing so great in that last year, and we're going into Age of the Primes. Black Series is doing great. I'm so looking forward to that Rex, Anakin, Savage. We got Commander Cody. Rumors abound of other characters I want. Just so much good. I need to get more of the Mafex DC stuff. I'll get there in due time. They just can get expensive and hard to find sometimes. But man, just what a year. It's been so great. But I do hope all of you enjoyed this video. Make sure you leave a like. Make sure you are subscribed. And I will talk to you all in another video, another post, another time.